Some Avengers are so forgotten that even longtime Marvel fans barely remember they ever wore the title. A cosmic telepath, a redeemed supervillain, a futuristic android, and even a gunslinger from the Old West all made it into Avengers history. And once you see who made this list, you will understand why this team's past is way stranger than most people think. If you're into comics and nerd content like this, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Moondragon began as one of Marvel's strangest cosmic wildcards. Heather Douglas first appeared as Madame McEvil, then was revealed as the daughter of Arthur Douglas, the man later reborn as Drax the Destroyer. After Thanos shattered her family on Earth, Mentor took her to Titan, where the monks of Shaolam trained her into an elite telepath. That made her truly powerful, brilliant, and dangerously convinced she always knew best. She did become an Avenger, first entering as a probationary applicant beside Beast before earning a real place on the roster. But Moondragon never felt like a typical team player. Her pride, her cold certainty, and the hidden influence of the Dragon of the Moon kept pushing her toward disaster. Even in the Avengers' cosmic era, including the Korvac period, she stood out as one of the team's most gifted and unsettling members ever. Hellcat started life as Patsy Walker, one of Marvel's oldest characters, debuting back in the Timely era as a teen humor and romance star long before she became a costumed hero. Her jump into the superhero world was unusual too. After pushing Beast to help her become an adventurer, Patsy crossed paths with the Avengers, found the old cat costume during a Brand Corporation escape, and reinvented herself as Hellcat. It was a wild reinvention. She came incredibly close to becoming a full Avenger. In Avengers number 151, Patsy accepted membership, but Moondragon argued she needed training first and brought her to Titan to study martial arts and psychic discipline. That choice changed her history because she wound up joining the Defenders instead, which is why most fans remember Hellcat there and forget she almost had a real Avengers era of her own before that path slipped away. Sandman is one of the weirdest forgotten Avengers because he began as Flint Marko, one of Spider-Man's most famous enemies. After years as a major villain, his path changed when he started questioning his life and even teamed up with heroes like Spider-Man and The Thing. That redemption arc went farther than most fans realize, because Marvel actually let a classic Spidey rogue step into Avengers history for a brief but very real run. In Avengers Document 329, Sandman officially became a reserve member of the team, a twist that still sounds fake to casual fans. He even earned a presidential pardon while trying to live as a hero. But the run did not last. After mishandling a street-level situation that fell outside the team charter, he believed Captain America would throw him out and left on his own, making his Avengers stint one of Marvel's strangest redemption detours. Machine Man was born from one of the strangest corners of Marvel history, first appearing in 2001, a space odyssey before being folded into the main universe. Known as X-51 and later Aaron Stack, he was the only robot of his line to develop true humanity without going mad. Jack Kirby gave him a bizarre but memorable design, complete with telescoping limbs, built-in weapons, and a personality that was far more sarcastic than noble. What most fans miss is that he really did connect with the Avengers. Machine Man aided the team more than once, then joined the West Coast branch as a provisional member so he could fight threats like Dr. Demonicus and the Pacific Overlords. That means this oddball android was not just a guest star or backup cameo. For a short period, he was officially tied to Avengers history, which still surprises people who only know the big names. Two Gun Kid sounds like a joke pick for the Avengers, but Matt Hawk is a real Marvel deep cut with a long comics history. His best-known version was introduced by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1962, reworking an older Western name into a frontier lawyer who became a gunfighter. That already made him unusual, yet Marvel pushed him even further by turning him into a time-displaced cowboy who could ride straight into superhero continuity. That bizarre angle is what tied him to the Avengers. Marvel's own team history says the time-traveling Two Gun Kid received honorary membership, while Hawkeye's profile names him as one of Clint Barton's closest confidants. Later, the TVA let Matt Hawk stay in the modern era with She-Hulk, but only on the condition that he could never return to his own time, making his Avengers link even stranger and more memorable to casual fans. Deathcry was Marvel's fierce Shi'ar wildcard, sent to Earth by Lilandra after the Avengers were marked for a Kree revenge attack. Because the mission was so secret, her real name was stripped away, and she became known only as Deathcry. She served as the team's brutal alien protector and stood beside them for years, yet Marvel still treated her as more of a probationary presence than a fully embraced Avenger for most readers now. Marvel also notes that Deathcry had once survived the Rigelian slave pits and carried deep knowledge of Kree military methods, which made her far more than a generic 90s bad girl. Long after her Avengers run, she resurfaced in Kree space for Star-Lord's desperate mission against the Phalanx. That comeback ended badly when Gabriel Vargas, the current Captain Universe, killed her in self-defense during her berserker rage. Lionheart began as Kelsey Lee, a British single mother whose life was already falling apart before she ever touched Avengers history. After being attacked by thugs and left physically scarred, she later died protecting Captain America during a fight with the Wrecking Crew. Because of that sacrifice, Brian Braddock offered her a choice between the Amulet of Right and the Sword of Might, and she chose the sword to become the new Captain Britain. That gift came with a cruel price. Since the sword represented the path of violence, Kelsey was told she could never reveal herself to her children, yet she still accepted a place with the Avengers. She helped against Morgan Le Fay and the New Invaders, protected Captain America again during a clash with a crazed She-Hulk, then returned to England, adopted the name Lionheart, and later shifted fully into the orbit of New Excalibur. Swordsman was never supposed to be a clean-cut Avenger. Jacques Duquesne first trained Clint Barton in the circus before turning to crime, and he even tried joining Earth's mightiest heroes as a way to dodge the authorities. That shady start made him easy to distrust, but it also made his story more interesting, because few forgotten Avengers had a path this messy before finally earning a real place on the team in comics as well. What makes him unforgettable is how strange his later history became. During the Celestial Madonna saga, Swordsman sacrificed his life to save Mantis from Kang, dying as a true hero after years of doubt. Then Marvel got even weirder. Okotadi later used his body, married Mantis, and carried his legacy into one of the oddest Avengers storylines ever, which is a huge reason older fans still remember how bizarre he eventually became. Yellowjacket was not Hank Pym here, but Rita Damara, one of Marvel's strangest redemption cases. She first stole a copy of the Yellowjacket suit from Avengers Mansion by remote control, then got humiliated when the Wasp caught her, and she panicked during her first shrinking attempt. From there, she drifted through the Masters of Evil, prison, and villain schemes before her history took a turn that most casual Marvel fans never saw coming. Later, when the Avengers were inactive, Rita's suit received a reserve member summons, and she ended up helping the team against the High Evolutionary's global threat. During Infinity War, she crossed paths with the Guardians and was tossed into the 30th century, where she impressed them enough to join their ranks. Her story ended when Iron Man killed her during the crossing, making her one of Marvel's oddest ex-villain Avengers connections. Mask was not the original Madame Mask, but a bio-duplicate of Whitney Frost, who escaped before her conditioning was complete. Because of that, she turned into a far more unstable yet more compassionate figure, a shape-shifting empath drawn toward the Avengers by Whitney's buried feelings for Iron Man. That twist alone makes her one of the strangest names ever connected to the team, especially for fans who never dug deep into Iron Man lore. She did more than just appear around them. Mask helped the Avengers on several missions and even became an honorary member, though Black Widow never fully trusted her. Whitney later had Benedict abduct her from Avengers Mansion, and Mask kept trying to convince her creator that Iron Man and the Avengers were worth trusting. In the end, Count Nefaria killed Mask in battle, giving the character a tragic finish most readers barely remember. That's the list of 10 forgotten Avengers most fans barely remember. Thanks for watching, drop a like, subscribe to Nerd Society, and comment which one surprised you the most. There are plenty more deep cuts out there, so stay tuned for the next one.